Hello everyone, this is Anurag Shukla from IT Cell AIMS Rishikesh. In this video, we will be discussing on how to schedule and conduct online classes using Microsoft Teams. We have Mr. Aviral Rana who will be further demonstrating this. Mr. Aviral, to please continue.
Thank you, Mr. Shukla. So today, as you already said, we will be discussing on how we can conduct classes, we can schedule the classes on Microsoft Teams. So what is Teams? Well, Teams is a product that can help you connect with your colleagues, with your students, with your faculty members, and basically everyone. Now, how you can connect is via text messages, via video conferences, via audio conferences. You can also share files and study materials. Now, where we do this? So in Microsoft Teams application, on the left hand side, you can see various buttons here, right? So activity, chat, then there is Teams, assignments, calendar, calls, file, then these three dots, right? So first we'll go to Teams, right? So over here we will see different teams. These are basically your classes. You can click on your classes and you'll be able to see that there are some tabs on the top, right? Posts, files, class notebooks, assignments, grades. There's a plus sign. On the right hand side it says meet. What is this? Okay, so there is a button here. You can do different things. You can have a description of who is here in the class, what happens in the class, all of that, right? Then it says upload your class materials. You can set up your class notebook. Then somebody just texted hello everyone, somebody replied to it, there's a new conversation. So this is basically your entire class. In this class you have your teachers and your colleagues. All the students and teachers will stay in this class, and whatever discussion is going on, you can do it here. You can schedule meetings, you can start your classes, you can share screen, and basically do everything that you would in a class. So let's start on how to schedule your class first, and then we'll see how that goes further. So on the top right hand side where it said meet, just next to it there is a button which is a downward arrow. You can click on it and you can click on schedule a meeting. We will click on it and it will now show us how we can schedule the meeting. So it is a basic form. Add title. So we'll just name it a demo online class. We'll add the required attendees, but at this moment we'll skip this. Next, we can schedule the timing of the class. So when is it starting? Okay, so 9th of July. We can select dates using the calendar control here. Then we can start with the timing. So this class starts at 12:30 p.m. Now again, this is where this meeting ends. So 9th of July, 1 p.m. So let's say this is not a 30-minute class, it's a 1-hour class. So you can click on the downward arrow and you can select whatever time you want, right? So let's say this is just a 1-hour class. So it's a 1-hour class. Now let's say you have a session that is going to be all day. You can simply click on this control and it's all day. Okay, we'll uncheck that. So 1-hour meeting. Now, does not repeat. Does this class repeat? I am assuming this class repeats weekly. So what we can select is weekly. There are different controls here. So every weekday, so Monday to Friday. Daily, you know what that means. Weekly is every week. So whatever class you have, let's say on Friday morning 9 a.m., that will repeat every Friday morning 9 a.m., right? So we'll select on, click on weekly. So occurs every Friday starting itna with the time that is stated here. This is repetitive. So, but this is does not repeat. Now this is channel. So over here, if I don't want to add like 50 people every time I schedule a meeting, I'll just select my class here. So whatever class is there, I can click on it and then there you go. I don't have to add attendees at all. Okay, so location is Microsoft Teams. So with the pandemic going on, we cannot connect with people, but why does it say we cannot find a room in the list? This is because you have different lecture halls and different places where you sit down together and do your classes and do presentations and everything. So those are called rooms. So if you have your room configured here, you can add your rooms, right? So we'll just skip that. We'll remove that. And now over here we can add the details. Please attend this demonstration. Thank you. Now, do we want people to register for this? We can click over here on the top and we can select for people in your organization and for everyone. So this is an option because we generally have, not generally, but we do have guest faculties often coming and telling us about various things. So we can select if we want guest faculties to register as well or not. But that is up to your discretion. We can select different time zones as well if required, and then we can click on send. Now this meeting has been scheduled, and as you can see in the team, please attend this demonstration. Thank you. And this is the class. Now, if we move on to the attendee screen, in this screen, as we can see, the view is exactly the same. This is the attendee screen. Basically, this is how the class will look to the students. The screen earlier was the faculty view, right? So there it was how the faculty would see their classes, and this is how the students will see their classes. So as you can see that there is not much difference. There is very little difference in fact. The only difference right now would be that when the faculty clicks on grades at the top, they will be able to see the grades of entire class. And when a student does that, he will only be able to see their own grades, right? So this is actually very important because we don't want students to be looking at other people's grades, but faculty should know what student is performing over the course of a time period. Now let's move on to the faculty screen and we'll see how we can join this meeting. Okay, before we do that, one more thing. On the left hand side, we see calendar. So we click on that and we'll be able to see that, okay, this class is available in my calendar as well. So if we have Microsoft Teams installed on our respective mobile phones, we'll get a notification about 15 minutes prior to this meeting that yes, you have a class in the next 15 minutes. So we can either click here to join this meeting and click on join here. We can click there and copy this hyperlink to share it with people. Probably some student doesn't have their computer machine with them at the moment and they need to join using somebody else's computer. They can absolutely do that. You can share this link using whatever application you want, WhatsApp or any other third-party application that you are using. You can email this, send SMS, however you want to, right? And you can click on join. Now this can also be done from the class itself in Teams. Now, so this is the screen that you will land in, and we will now open the camera. But first, hold on. Okay, so there is the camera. We can turn this on, and we'll have to select for the first time if we want to use the computer audio. So we'll click here. Now it says how the speakers and mics will be. For demo purposes, we'll just keep it rather quiet, and we'll turn our mics off as well, and we'll click on join now. Now we'll move towards the student view and we'll see what happens when somebody starts the class. So I'm the faculty, I started the class. This notification on the bottom right of the screen, every student will see this notification on their computer machines, irrespective of what application they're currently working on. Even the teams can be minimized and they will get that notification. And in the team, they'll be able to see the button to join. Now, can we please click on join? Now that screen is opening. As you can see that this experience is also the same. So on the right hand side, we will click on computer audio, the first option, and then we can turn our mics off and speakers off for demo purposes. And then we can click on join now. Let's turn off the speakers first. And now we'll click on join now. Okay, so this happens sometimes. We can allow access. Okay, so we let's close this because we need to be on mute. Now, the student's video, not specifically for student, your video will be on the bottom right corner of the screen, and whoever is on the other side of your session will be displayed front and center, right? So let's move on to the faculty screen again and see how we'll be sharing our screen. We'll also see how other things are done, how we can take attendance, how we can chat, how we can not disturb the entire class just for a single question that we have. So first, let's see what is there in the screen. So as faculty, we are able to see how many students are there. So at this moment, only Anurag Shukla is the student that is available here. On the top, on the right hand side, there are some controls. So there is show participants, chat. We can raise our hands or respond with various reactions. Then there is this button that are breakout rooms. So sometimes we need breakout rooms for one-on-one conversation with at least like one student or two student. We can do that. Then some more actions, turn on your video or turn it off. Then you have your mic button on or off, then share content, leave, and then there's another arrow key here. So let's just quickly check on what are the most important factors here. First, we need to record our classes. So we'll click on these three dots. Then over here it says start recording. So we can start the recording, and all of the students will receive a notice on their screens that the video recording has started. So we'll just quickly check that on the attendee screen, and then we'll come back on the faculty screen. So on the attendee screen, as you can see, recording has started. This meeting is being recorded. So by joining this, you are giving consent for this meeting to be recorded. So this is a privacy policy. If you don't want to continue, you can exit, but yeah, this is your class, you should continue. So coming back to the faculty screen, we will also see a notice that says that you are recording this meeting. Be sure to let everyone know, and it is a good policy. So we'll dismiss this. Now, for all the classes, if you are not talking, keep yourself on mute. This is a good policy. Always remember this. Okay, moving on to the next part. A very important feature is turn on live captions. Sometimes this is more helpful for the students basically. So what happens is sometimes our teacher they start explaining things, but sometimes because of bad network or other things, we are not able to understand what the faculty is saying. So we'll just click on this, and this works for both students and faculty. So we'll click on that, and in a short while at the bottom of the screen the captions will start, right? And we'll be able to see what the faculty is saying. And on the left hand side, my apologies, on the left hand side of whatever text is being presented, we'll be able to see who is actually saying those. So by the time that is loading, because this is the first time it's happening on this machine, we'll check on some other controls. Okay, so now how do we share our screen? We need to show a PPT. So on the top right hand side, right next to the leave this meeting button, we'll be able to see the share content button, right? So we'll click on that, and now you'll see some options. We're not just only able to show our screen, there are multiple options, right? We can obviously share our screen. We can share some other windows that are available if we don't want the entire computer to be shown to the students. We can add files here as well. We can also show a whiteboard. That is very helpful in online meetings. If you're using a tablet or your mobile phone for that matter, you can absolutely use a whiteboard to present different things. So let's continue with the screen. So when I start sharing my screen, a red colored border is available on the screen, right? And on the bottom right corner of the screen, this little dialog box comes up. So we'll quickly go to the student screen to see how that looks like. So in the student screen, you'll be able to see that on the left hand side, on the bigger area, my screen, the faculty screen will be visible, right? And on the right hand side of that, the faculty's video will be visible. So both the things will be visible. So in case if the faculty is trying to explain something via PPT and showing a diagram or some signs using their hands or some other things, both of these things will be visible and they can explain much better. So it's a very good thing to have, which Microsoft Teams will give you. So coming back to the faculty screen, now I can go wherever I want. As far as this red border is available, I can do whatever I want and the students will be able to see what I'm doing, right? Okay, that's good. So I hope you all understand this. If you are not able to understand any single point, you can absolutely pause and go back into this video to check it out again. We need this video to be as clear to you people as possible. Okay, so now what do I want to do? I want to close my screen sharing. So I can again go to that button and it will now say stop sharing contents. So I'll click on that and it will stop sharing my screen. As you can see, the red colored border has gone now, right? And there will be nothing on the student screen. So we'll now go on to the next option. That is very important in this class. Raise your hand. So when you are in a group of people and somebody is talking, like your faculty, you don't start cutting him in the middle. What you do is, if you have a query, you raise your hand. You go into this option, just hover the mouse and you'll be able to see raise hand option. Now when you do, there's a notice will be shown on your faculty's screen that somebody has risen their hand. So what we'll do is, on the student screen, we'll raise our hand. Yeah. And we'll raise our hand and we'll see what happens. Now, there, Anurag Shukla has risen their hand. So this is very important because it shows that yes, Anurag Shukla knows that I am not supposed to disturb the entire class. I'll just raise my hand, let the faculty finish what they're trying to say, and then they will answer my question. Now as faculty, I'll be able to see that this person has risen their hand. And in the show participant option, there is a notification. So I'll click on that. And on the right hand side, I'll be able to see who is in this meeting and who are suggestions or people that probably have not joined. So I can click on Anurag. I can see that Anurag Shukla has risen their hand. So I can answer their query, I can address them, and then they can either probably lower their hand themselves, or I can lower their hand if I want. And there you go, their hand has lowered down. Now there were some more options here. Let's see what those are. Okay, not that one, this one. I can pin this student. So they'll be on the top, front and center if they are trying to present something. Spotlight does the same thing. The difference is pin makes their name appear on the very top. Spotlight is their video will be front and center, right? Now make an attendee. This is very important. If this student is disturbing the class, I can make them an attendee, I can mute them. They'll not be able to do anything in the class, right? Except for listen to what the faculty is saying. Remove from this meeting. If this person is being extra irritating, you can actually remove this person from the meeting. I would not suggest doing that, but yeah, we can actually do that. Now, okay, so now what happens is, after my class is over, I need to download something, which is very important, attendance. Now, so on the top where it says participants, just right to it, there are 3 dots again. You can click on that. You can download the attendance list. I click on it and one file was downloaded. Right, so let's see what that file is. So it's an Excel file, and we'll open that file to see what it has. Didn't I click on it? Okay, I did. Okay, so this is what I'll be able to see, right? Aviral Rana joined at this time. Anurag Shukla joined at this time. Now, whenever a user leaves the meeting, it will also be listed here, left the meeting. So you'll be able to see if there was a student who just joined the meeting and left immediately, right? And you'll be able to see which student actually stayed for the entire class. So this is very important, and you don't have to manage your attendance explicitly like roll calling. That does not look good, and you are actually impeding on other people's time. So we don't want that, absolutely. Let's go back to Microsoft Teams and our class. I can exit my spotlight as well on the top. right? So let's exit that. The meeting will continue as normal. Now what, my class is over, right? Now I need to leave this. I can either click on leave if I'm a student, but if I'm a faculty, I can click on these dots on this arrow and I can end this class. I'll end this. Are you sure? This will end the meeting for everyone. This is self-explanatory. So I'll end this. And this is it. Now if we move on to the student screen, they were automatically kicked out of the meeting because the meeting has ended, right? And we can see that the recording has stopped because the faculty has ended the meeting. You don't have to explicitly stop the recording, right? Now coming back to the faculty screen again, saving the recording to OneDrive. Now OneDrive is an online storage that is available to every single one, the students and the faculty. So this recording will be available within this class as well as on OneDrive. So we can click on it after. Okay, so as you can see that this recording has completed, so I can click on it and it will take me to the web page where I can actually view this class, this recording. I'm sorry, let's not do that right now. It's a good quality recording, 720p, so you'll be able to see very clearly what was getting recorded. And this is how you conduct your classes. If there is any other query, you can always connect with the IT cell and they will be gladly helping you out in your queries. Thank you.